Okay guys, we're going to do a real quick assembly video for the Ghoul inspired knife that he carries. And this very quick, simple assembly. This is what will come in the kit here. We're going to go ahead and glue the blade together real quick. What we'll want to do is, when I clean these up, I try to make sure that there's nothing that's in the way of preventing it to go together. But, put this together first and push it together. Make sure that there's nothing that's holding it out. Like there's not any little boogies in there. And matter of fact, there might be a little, or that might just be my imagination. Let's see. My imagination, I think. Nope. There is a little bitty piece. And for the most part, normally the support material where this blade print standing up comes off nice and clean. But sometimes when I pop these off, it'll leave a little booger behind or something, and that's why you want to just double check before you glue your blade together that it sets together nice and tight. This real quick, this is CA glue. You can use thick super glue, but CA glue is basically the same thing as like thick super glue. But with CA glue, you put the glue on and then you spray it with an activator to activate it, to cause it to set and harden. I like this because it gives you a little bit of work time. Super glue, you start sticking stuff together and sometimes it'll dry so quick you won't even get stuff in a place where you want it. So I do recommend CA glue. Also, so real quick, what we're going to do is we're going to get down in around the edge of this real good. We're going to get a little bit on the top edge. And when we put it together, it's going to squish out. So we're going to stick it together and kind of try to wipe off the excess. And of course, you'll do this before you paint the blade. Wipe off the excess and then we'll spray the activator on it. That way we have just a little time to clean it up. So I'm just going to go in here and, well, other than slide off and get glue all over my hand, just going to make sure that I get to the edges and everything quite nicely. Get that off my finger. Make sure we put the glue or the blade together the correct direction. And I'm going to come off the camera real quick so I can hold this against my belly and squish it together. And all I did was I pushed it together using kind of just my belly as a prop, so I had a free hand so that I could squish the glue out, wipe it off so I didn't have a bunch of excess going everywhere. And I actually had a little excess over here that I didn't get completely wiped off. But again, you'll do this before you paint. And, you see it closed, the seam is almost non-existent. If you need to, like I got a little glue here that I didn't get off, I can just come back and just wipe at it with a razor standing up and it will clean it right off. And basically the seam is so good. You also want to make sure that you front to back align the pieces. But the seam is so good and so small that if you just painted this without putting filler in here, just started doing your primer and stuff, it's going to fill that right in and be good to go. But so there's the blade complete. What we'll go ahead and do now is I'm going to put some glue down inside of both holes here. This is for the steel rods. And the rods, put a glob there. The rods are pretty much to secure the strength of the joint. I'm going to spin them a bit, just helps get the glue moving around in there. It is to improve the connection between the handle and the blade. It's not really to make this thing so super strong that you could actually do damage with it, because again, we don't want some idiot going out there trying to I look, you'd be surprised at the people that the questions that I've had from people about, hey, can I use that as a real knife? Yeah, I guess you could if you're dumb, but whatever. Anyway, so these are the two parts to the front of the grip. They will glue together. They're notched. If you notice, they will just pop in together. And before I glue it, well, actually I can go ahead and glue them and then just clean up the little stragglers around there. But what you can do is on the raised part, what I would do is just come around and don't put a bunch, but just try to get the glue on the edge of the raised part. That way when you slide it in, it will smear it in towards the hole. Come around there, and then I'm going to put a little bit right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray this part. And I'm just going to take these two, and I'm just going to set them together and squeeze. And again, you can glue this together and then paint this separate if you want to, because, you know, the blade, this will be kind of a silver color, and then you can, you know, do whatever for the blade, or you can make this and the blade the exact same color, whichever you choose. But normally on knives and even in the show, the top of the finger guard here is a little bit color. Oh, and also I'm just going through with the razor and, like I said, keeping it standing straight up, knocking off any little boogies or whatever. But there you go. So this is where we're at on this, and of course this will go on here like that. We're going to go ahead and we'll grab the grip real quick and go off my finger. This little butt piece pops into the bottom down here. Maybe. Let me get my little cleanup tool here. If you don't know what this little tool is, you can go to like Home Depot, and over in the plumbing section, it's a pipe reamer for going around the inside of a PVC pipe to remove any burrs and stuff. And they work great for trimming the edge of the inside of the holes of the flared holes of plastic, or the straight lines. They're kind of a pain in the butt on the outside edge. But you still shouldn't need much cleanup. So see, there you go, goes right in. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue this on real quick. And again, you could paint this your wood separate, and then paint this separate. And then when you're done, before you clear coat the whole thing to like seal your paint job, you can glue it all together. Even before you do your weathering and stuff, get it all glued together. And spray that. Going to pop that dude in there. It does go one way specifically. All right, that piece is in there. Now the finger grip holes right here, when you put this together, you want this going that way. I don't even think you can put it together this way, can you? Yeah, I guess you can. You can put it on backwards. But this is the way we want it, because we want it sweep over, and that's, you know, the finger guard. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just put a little glue. Actually, we'll just go ahead and do it this way. I'm just going to take the glue and put it around the edge of this without getting more on my hand. This bottle glue is quite crusty. I should have cleaned off the tip before I started using it, but you know. Why would I do that? Anyways, I'm going to spray that. Again, make sure you have it the right direction. We're going to glue that on and make sure we're going to let it set really good. Because once it's set, we don't want any wet glue, because we're going to want to take, if you notice, there's two matching holes. And you can also take your metal rods and make sure the holes are clear before you go pushing anything in there. But you put it together, and that's basically what we're looking for. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put a bunch of glue in the holes, around the side, around the seat, around in places that I don't want glue because I'm being way too messy here. Get that off of there. Okay. And then I'm not going to spray the knife yet, and make sure you put your blade the right orientation. And you can refer to the picture. If I can hold my mouth just right here. There we go. Push it together. It's hard to do some of this stuff on camera, like, because, you know, need 3 hands to make this happen sometimes. And it's also hard for me to see what I'm doing, so sometimes I don't have a choice but to come off camera. So, but there we go. There's his knife. Michael with Fan Fiction Props, of course, makes all his leather stuff, and his sheath for the knife is made specifically for this. So, yeah, so there you go. There's the Ghoul-inspired knife. I appreciate it, guys. If you have any questions, just comment or go to the website and shoot me an email. Have a good one.